All right, I'm gonna make a little video because I can. Everybody else seems to be reviewing stuff, so why can't I? So, I own a lawn care landscaping company, and I do this every day, every single day. I use sprayers quite frequently, either for foliar applications or for pest control or herbicide, you know, everything under the sun basically that you could use a sprayer for. I use it. So here are my thoughts on the HD3000 from Petra Tools. This is the 3-gallon Petra Tools option. This is not the 4-gallon one with the dual openings in the tank. This is just, I thought I could get away with saving a little bit of weight and, you know, having a smaller form factor in the truck, which would be nice. Okay, things I don't like about this. When the wand is extended, the hole, you'd think that the smaller hole here could accommodate the wand, but it doesn't. It will just, if it's all the way extended and you clip it in like this, it'll just fall right out because this is not tight enough. Okay, that's dumb oversight right there. Second, I'm always experiencing some degree of leaking from the tip, whether it is after spraying, it'll just kind of drip, or if it's from this little nozzle part right here, where the nozzle connects, or sometimes it's been through here. And this is all because it's just a plastic, you know, it's all plastic threading in here. So it's just, you know, it's not very well sealed, is my point. Secondly, the issue that I have the most frequently is when you set this guy down on a flat surface and expect it to be level. Ain't no way, dude. Ain't no way. Because these bottom connectors for the straps are always catch, and they're always making the device not level. So, damn. There you go, there's that side. Sometimes the other side gets stuck, but either way, if you're trying to clean it, these fall under the device itself. So if you've got water dripping or maybe even chemicals dripping down here, it's gonna get all over this stuff, you know, and you're just gonna have a messy strap situation. What I've resorted to doing is taking some zip tie or something like that and zip tying it to the actual plastic handle up here while I'm cleaning and doing some maintenance-y stuff. And that seems to help a little bit, but it doesn't fully resolve the problem. Really what should happen is this whole backpack scenario should be raised further upward. And then these should be probably raised upward here as well. So instead of having such a wide swath that curves around in a D fashion, it should be more like a C fashion where it should come straight out and around. You know what I'm saying? That would, I think, be more comfortable as well. Speaking of comfort, the other thing that irks me so bad is that these straps connect in a centralized location. They really should be. If you're gonna have backpack straps on anything, it should be one on one side, the other on the other side. Let's take a quick look at the Flow Zone backpack sprayer over here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So with the Flow Zone, look, you've got one strap here, you've got another strap on the other side. They both have independent connection points. And you know what this makes for? A superior comfort level on that guy. That is the way to do it. When you're trying to half-ass the comfort level and put backpack straps on something, you can't really half-ass it because it's never gonna be comfortable. This hurts the upper shoulder quite a bit in my experience, especially when it's fully loaded. You know, you're spraying an entire lawn or something like that, you're gonna get a sore upper neck, kind of upper shoulder situation. So that's another thing I dislike. Now, another thing that I dislike. So I've used this for maybe a month straight at this point, and I have basically, okay, look, the mounting points for this are basically just a screw and a washer, and they screw right into the body of the device. The only issue here is that if this bottom pad gets caught on anything while you're sliding it into a trailer or a truck bed or anything like that, it'll pull back. And that's exactly, I think, what happened to mine. It pulled back and it ripped it right out. I mean, you can see, you know, it just ripped right through. So now I don't really have a feasible way of connecting this because, you know, it's done. This is just foam basically. So there's no rigidity here, so I can't put really a new one in. This is just the hole that it's created is the hole that's there now. So that's really unfortunate. Wish there was a better way to connect these the excess for the straps, because I never use this. I mean, with the uncomfortability, the comfort factor of these straps themselves as it is, the way that they fall, this would not help to cinch it up to your body at all. All the weight rests like pretty much right here on the top. So that's why you get that shoulder pain. Anyways, let's quickly move along. Another thing I don't like the switch, this turn dial to activate the pump. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I mean, I think there's just too much going on right here. So when you're reaching around, it's not very intuitive to get used to how this is operating. Now, if you're just a homeowner, everyday user, this is fine. But like when you're doing this commercially in different environments all the time, it's just not very conducive to, you know, I don't know, just feels cheap. I don't know, something about it just feels meh. So anyways, like let's compare that to the Flow Zone. The Flow Zone, of course, a different price bracket. I get it. But look, this big one, it's only one thing, beefy ass knob, clicky switch that you just rotate and you can feel it. You can totally feel it. 1 click, 2 click, 3 click, 4 click, 5 click, whatever, you know? So this is just a really elegant solution that they came up with that. The other thing I don't like is actually the charger, but that's a different story altogether. I did have an issue as well with the top cap, because when I go to clean this, the top cap generally has a little grommet that it hangs off of, and so that there's a grommet here, or a ring rather, and then it hangs off this little like thing that attaches to the bottom of this. And it's supposed to keep it in place, keep it from getting lost, but the issue here is that far too often, more often than not in fact, it will just kind of sit right there, which is, you know, seems like it would be fine, right? But when you're trying to empty chemicals, you're tipping this over in that same direction. So really, you get a bunch of chemicals inside the lid that you then have to shake out. It gets all over the face of the device, and it just creates a mess. So what I do, I took mine off. Easy solution there, but the design, I don't know. I don't know what you can do about that, honestly. Like, I just don't think it should be there at all. I think you should just send an extra cap. For the price that we're paying for these, you know, I think that would be a more elegant solution. It's just like, hey, if you lose this one, here's another one. You can order more for $5 or whatever, and we'll send it to you. That would have been a better solution than trying to attach it and spending more R&D dollars into that, rather than fixing some of these other problems that I seem to be becoming aware of over time. I do not like the battery indicator. This is, I don't even know how to read this shit, man. What I do is I just charge it every other day. And there you go. I mean, there's a lot of devices nowadays, it's 2025, guys. Like, you should be able to press a button and it should be able to display 1 out of 5 bars, whichever bar, you know, it is lit up, is illuminated in an LED panel. You know, LEDs are cheap as chips. Why not just put that and integrate it into that system instead of going analog with it? Like, nobody understands this anymore. Come on. I just think that's silly. Excuse me. So, the other thing that's kind of iffy for me is just the throw of the switch itself. The throw of the trigger. I like how it feels. I just think it should be a little bit less. It's if you're operating this all day or for an extended period of time, squeezing this as hard as you need to is a little, I don't know. It just feels a little bit. It hurts the hand after time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I got to say about that. I wish I didn't have to squeeze it quite so far. This could be dialed in to where, you know, it was kind of like, take like 10 or 15% out of that handle like this at its resting spot, and that would be perfect. I mean, with a tool like this, you don't need the same degree of granularity that you might need with something like the Flow Zone or something like that. This is just like, you know, for most people, it's going to be a weed sprayer, a fertilizer sprayer. It's going to be something like that, where it doesn't require you to necessarily have things dialed in to the extent that, you know, that would require such a long throw for. Other than that, man, the connector here, the last thing that I'll mention, mine is loose. This is the output from the pump itself. It just feels cheap, dude. Like, I don't know. This is just the chintziest, connection point that's possible, I feel like. It doesn't feel solid. It feels like this crimped connection should be a brass interconnect. It should be a screw down brass interconnect. This wing nut, anything with a wing nut on it these days, dude, it's just like, it just makes me laugh because it's so cheap. Just shouldn't really be a thing. The other issue I've experienced is that these cheap straps down here, they will just come, they'll just appear like this, unhinged, unclipped, which leads to the not the potential of it coming off your back necessarily, but more so it leads to a snagging problem on other gear that might be in your trailer or truck bed. So having that exposed is just a silly thing. Why can't we have just a carabiner clip or something like that here? You know what I mean? That would have been a better idea, but again, move it up here so that it doesn't get caught under the device maybe. These are just too big to be on the bottom of a device like this. Like, you want it to be flat. Anytime I set this down, I want it to be flat. That's the whole point. Maybe I need to like add some chemicals or put some water in it or take something out of it or, do some sort of maintenance with it, but it's got to be on a flat surface. It can't be just like at this cockeyed angle all the time, whenever I set it down. It's just silly. Doesn't make any sense to me. Well, this video has been far too long. This is just some of my thoughts and opinions about the HD3000. Am I happy with it? Would I buy it again? It's fine. I'm not enthused about it. I don't think I would buy it again, though. I got it on sale, so that was a driving factor. I know you guys do some serious marketing campaigns and this and that. And I think it might be worth the price for some people in that scenario, if it's half price or whatever. But ultimately, I could have just taken that money and put it into another flow zone. And I think that's what, inevitably I'm going to end up doing. It's just, it's almost half the cost of a flow zone anyway. So you're already, this was what, $200 or something like that? So another 100, I'm 2/3 of the way there, and I got a flow zone, So that's my thoughts, man. I think they need to be cheaper if you're going to integrate these cheaper components. And if you do decide to upgrade this thing, yeah, it might be worth the money, and you might even be able to charge a little bit more if you really go crazy with it. But as it stands, I don't know, man. This unintegrated charging system too, where you have to plug it in, and it comes with its own brick. Like, dude, the flow zone just has a battery, and you just plug it right in, and that's fine. I get you guys are trying to hit a price point. I understand that, but I think you could position yourself a little bit better if this were a little bit better built and just a little more thought out. Anyways, those are my thoughts. If you have any comments or questions, leave them here or email me. Either way. Cool, guys. Anyways, oh yeah, can I get a new, a fix for this backpack strap setup thing? I don't know. Maybe I should just get the 4-gallon and stop complaining about this stupid thing already, because maybe this is just the redheaded stepchild of the product line or something like that. I don't know. You let me know what your solution might be for that backpack scenario.